Voila! Your train vacation to Malaysia starts from rupees 24,999 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
My dad saw it a couple of months ago. He really liked it. Mum liked the film, she's a much tougher audience. I don't know that many actors who come from film families, so I don't know what your expectations are on this one.
You're not on social media all the time. You're not going to parties. You're not having paps coming out from
exactly
restaurants and literally holding you. Airport looks are not happening with you.
No,
thousands of things are not happening, which happened with starkids who are launched and who have not even been launched.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what.
I think I put so little effort into it.
I saw this interview of Aamir sir where he said that you've apparently been rejected 15 times at different auditions.
I don't know if 15 is the right word. And I mean, again, I don't know if rejected these are simplistic ways of putting things. I've been doing stage for a while. I'd get calls for films, to read for parts, to test for parts. Sometimes the project doesn't take off. Sometimes you haven't had a good day and you haven't done a good job. That also happens. Sometimes you are not capable of doing the part that they want you for. There are times of production reasons that a project doesn't work out. It needs
bigger stars.
It's too big. It needs something. Yeah.
I think it was a forum where he said that I've never made calls for my son and neither has he asked me to. Did you never feel the need?
No, not really.
Is it true that you've genuinely not taken anything from him?
No, of course. He paid for my theatre education. It's highly expensive. No, he pays my bills. Hello. Any child goes to their parents and I want to go to America to study theatre, not engineering, which has absolutely no job prospects whatsoever. Money down the drain.
No, uncertain, but ho sakta hai, you're a good actor.
On the face of it,
that's true.
आपको job package वाली job नहीं मिलने वाली इसके बाद.
That is true. That is true.
So, which parent did not think twice? So yeah, I mean, my parents still pay my bills mostly.
So
first, you should ask his mother whether he listens to me.
Well, amid a sea of specially curated launches done especially for many of these actors, there was a film that got launched on Netflix without a trailer and without any songs. Did they plan it that way? No, but the circumstances made them do so. But the love that has come for them and for the entire team after people have started watching the movie Maharaj on Netflix, actually, we saw that love because we get to watch that. We got to watch that movie a few days in advance. But we have the actor and the director of Maharaj joining us for Galatta India. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much.
And I want to tell you that, there has been so much of trouble that you guys had to go through as artists and as a filmmaker to put this out there. Put your baby out there, to be very honest, for people to just watch it. Forget people watching and then judging. People judged it before release. अब तो release हो गया, but जब release नहीं हो पा रहा था, what were the things that went through on your mind? Were there anxiety? Was there nervousness? Was there any kind of dilemma?
I think there was all of it put together. There was anxiety, there was nervousness, there was dilemma, will it come out or no? There was, I think, a whirlwind of mixed emotions. For a filmmaker, आप जब तक ये बच्चा बाहर नहीं लेके आते हैं, you're stuck in that film. आप 4 और फिल्में नहीं कर सकते, 2 और फिल्में नहीं कर सकते. So it's been 5 years of my life after Hichki.
That's true.
Hichki 6 साल पहले थी, फिर इस पे 1 साल लगाया writing पे, and then 5 years of making, waiting. So till this does not come out, you can't breathe. And we've made a film which was well-intentioned, which is well-intentioned, not to hurt any sentiment, not to hurt any religion. To make a film about a man who stood for women's rights then, a man who stood for the right then. So then when a book is judged by a cover straight, they're like, yaar, dekh to lo, samajh to lo. So I was very, very thankful. Eventually, jo court case chala, eventually very thankful to the judiciary that they watched the film finally and said, isme kuch objectionable nahi hai. This is actually not a film that defames anybody. And it's against one man's ideology, not against that one man even.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
and even in the film, you've shown that there are so many people अगर हम उसी चीज के बारे में बात करें, so there were so many people who actually stood up for the rights, right?
Yeah.
Eventually,
Yeah.
like what your character starts, and it's a true story.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a fictionalized story where somebody is just
कुछ
saying
भी
it
बना
to-
दिया है, हाँ.
Exactly.
Correct.
As a first time actor, you know, the first film matters so much more. And what kind of things did you go through? Like honestly, उस दिन तो आपने ज्यादा बोला नहीं, but क्या क्या चीजें दिमाग में चल रही थी?
नहीं, we shot the film like 3 years ago. When the project came to me, which was about a year before that. I mean, I'd been doing stage in Bombay for few years.
On 7-8 years, right? If
Yeah.
I'm not
At that point, 2017 was the first play I
Yeah.
did in Bombay. I would go for film tests or readings or whenever they would ask. And when this came to me, I'd loved Sid Sir's work. Yash Raj is probably the biggest studio in the country today. I really liked the story, and I had faith that it is a sensitive story, but Sid Sir will say it in a very sensitive way. So for me, in that sense, it was a bit of a no-brainer.
But didn't you not feel those pangs of doubt when it was actually not, like, for it to come out and then people saying that, oh, we didn't like it, we didn't like this, we didn't like that, it's still okay, but it was not even releasing at that point.
Yes, at that point, I think we were all a bit on edge.
Yeah.
But a lot of, like, we had a bunch of press screenings which
Yeah.
you were there for. We had some industry screenings as well. And everybody who had seen the film there had really liked it and gave us a lot of there was a lot of faith from there. So that kind of gave us a little.
What were the kind of responses that you got from the industry? Like, who did anybody message you? Did anybody come up to you and speak to you after the screening?
Lots of people, lots of people, which is a good thing. I'm hoping. Normally, when people don't like anything, they
There's silence in this industry.
maintain a dignified
आपको
silence.
फ्राइडे को समझ में आ जाता है जब फोन नहीं आते. ये बहुत क्लियर इंडस्ट्री है. जब फोन नहीं आते उस फ्राइडे को तो आपको मालूम है कि भाई keep quiet, lay your head down, start working, struggle करो वापस.
Yeah.
But when the phones come in from people you don't know,
Yeah.
and prominent people in the industry, and आपकी पिक्चर देखी, बहुत अच्छी फिल्म मेकर हो या बहुत अच्छी फिल्म बनाई है, जुनैद ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, जयदीप ने बहुत अच्छा काम, then you know कि हाँ कुछ तो सही
Absolutely.
किया है.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that has happened finally. So we were all like, thank God. Yeah, big writers, big directors have called me, producers have called. So it's been very overwhelming.
Who did you get any messages? Like we were speaking about
Lots.
2 or 3
I
before
got
the interview
lots.
started.
I got lots. Even technicians, actually, Bablu sir called me, Steadicam operator.
Yeah.
One of the most senior Steadicam
Operators,
one of the
yeah,
top
yeah.
Steadicam operators. He called me, he really loved it. A bunch of them. Bhushan Kumar sir texted me. Like loads. I got Rashma Santoshi ji called me. Lots of. I got lots.
How did the family react to your performance? Because this is also a first for them, because it's a first from your family of generation, right? Like you are the first to come from that generation. So how did the family react?
I think everybody loved the film actually. Dad saw it a couple of months ago. He really liked it. Mom liked the film, she's a much tougher audience. But she liked the film. My grandparents were very happy. So yeah, I think everybody liked the film, which is good.
But I want to ask this to you, you know, when I say that there was no specially curated launch, you have always, you know, even when we see your pap videos or something, which is very few and far in between, one thing that everybody in the media discussed, even after meeting you, is you're very different from the general breed of actors who come from a particular film family.
Yeah.
Did you not have those pangs of entitlement ever? Like, you are eventually a superstar's son. People already have a built perception that you could be a certain way in the industry and in the media industry. But when they meet you, they see you're a very simplistic person. And it's a great thing to do. I'm not judging you for being simple because other people will troll me for saying this. But we don't get to see that simplicity in a lot of those actors who come from film families. That's why I'm saying it.
I don't know actually. I don't know that many actors who come from film families. So I don't know what your expectations are on this one.
You're not on social media all the time. You're not going to parties. You're not having paps coming out from
exactly
restaurants and literally holding you. Airport looks are not happening with you.
No, that's
thousands of things are not happening, which happened with starkids
because,
who are launched and who have not even been launched.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what.
yeah.
I think I put so little effort into it that people are like, no.
But I think you're built this way.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you, because this is a great place to be, because unfortunately a lot of the actors, the things that he mentioned, they are forced to do that because that's unfortunately what they're being told to do by people around them, like in their teams. So that is great that you are actually sticking to your authentic self.
It's like if you and me were going for dinner or lunch, which we've done many. We've not called Paps and said cover us when we come.
That is true. That is true.
So we said, let's go have some dinner, have some conversation and come out. But we didn't call and say, spot us.
Yeah.
I guess.
But you're also one of those people. I saw this interview of Aamir sir where he said that you've apparently been rejected 15 times at different auditions.
I don't know 15 is the right word. And I mean, again, I don't know if rejected is, these are simplistic ways of putting things.
But tell me then, what happened actually?
No, I mean, see, I've been doing stage for a while. I'd get calls for films, to read for parts, to test for parts. Sometimes the project doesn't take off. Sometimes you haven't had a good day and haven't done a good job. That also happens. Sometimes you are not capable of doing the part that they want you for. Sometimes directors have different visions. You don't necessarily fit into that.
Yeah.
There are times for production reasons that a project doesn't work out. It needs
Bigger stars.
It's too big. It needs something. Yeah. So there are a whole bunch of reasons.
But what's the one that hit you? Has there ever been something that you were told and that made you feel like, no, why are they saying this to me?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so because, I mean, see, at the end of the day, the film has to work. I would rather somebody see Maharaj and be like, I really enjoyed the film, it was a great film, than say, film theek thi, Junaid ne bahut acha kaam kiya tha. That's, we've kind of failed then, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the film needs to work, and for that, a director who says that, look, I don't see you in this part, I have a lot more respect for that, because then they're clear about what they want. And then at least the film will work. I don't want a situation where
you are good and the film isn't.
I want a situation where I am good, where the director has taken me not being fully convinced, because then you will not get a good film, and then
the energy will be wrong.
Yeah, it will not.
But can I say this on camera that you are very different from everybody, because everybody is only like, let's just put it this way, that they're only like tom-tomming about themselves, and here we have somebody who's actually, it's so weird that I always have this discussion with people that whatever we think is the right thing, unfortunately that so little people are doing the right things that we feel like, oh my God, exactly why I asked that question, you know, it's actually not expectation, it is the right way to be, and I want to applaud you for that.
Thank you.
But social commentary is something that has become a regular part of our lives, and most of the social commentary that works and that actually reaches out to a larger audience base is negative, which has also happened in your case in the film, right?
Really.
Do you feel that there is a problem with how these things are becoming the majority or the majority of the commentary around us?
I think people enjoy that more when they are watching. कोई कुछ अच्छा हो तो they say हाँ ये तो अच्छा ही है. कुछ गलत हो, so it gets their attention, and everybody plays a game of views. And plays a game of metrics and numbers. तो गलत बोल दो, और फिर अगर उसके अंदर अच्छा बोलना है, पहले गलत बोल दो, फिर उसके अंदर अच्छा बोल दो, ताकि हमें views मिल जाएं. So it has become a way of, unfortunately, because that's not what I, adhere to.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're absolutely right that there's too much of negativity and the positivity is lost. And I hope more of that comes. It's a hope. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I hope it does come, that people also read positive stuff and applaud positive stuff. Yeah.
No, eventual problem today is that there are the majority of people want positive and say positive things, but they are just not putting it out on social media.
Yeah.
Like if I have to say something positive, if I am a nice person, then I might say it to you in person, but
you won't.
I may not put it out on social media as much as the negative person who's putting 5 comments and then from 5 different profiles, and the noise is louder, is what I feel. Do you agree?
I know very little about social media actually. Unfortunately. So it's a bit
Which is
difficult
very
for me
good for
to-
you, because you stay away from a lot of, or like
But-
all of us, a lot of negativity, because it can also influence your mental health a lot.
But I do feel that if you actually want to influence people, you can entertain people by being negative.
You're
But if you
right.
actually want to influence people, you have to be acceptable. You have to be accepted by them. You have to not rub them the wrong
Yeah.
way. And like for Maharaj, it's a sensitive film. It's sensitively made. If it's
Yeah.
not sensitively made, we don't want a film that is sensational but
Has
hurts
nothing.
Bang
people.
on.
Yeah.
You want a film that's sensational but hurts people.
You can't make
because
a film
then
for a controversy.
Absolutely.
You can't do that. That's the wrong intention to make a film only.
you've not achieved the goal then.
But that's also the wrong intention for commentary that
It is.
people don't really get
I agree.
today, and it's sad.
It
Genuinely, it is sad. Even for media, like it's not just social commentary from influencers and from vloggers. I think from media and from channels and everything. And I say that they say this as a part of the media myself. That I sometimes read certain articles and I feel like okay, chalo, you feel like dancing on reels is not journalism. Great, that's true, but is doing this journalism?
Right.
Not really either. So who's doing journalism anyway? But at the same time, when we speak about your dad, he said that there's a difference between nepotism and favoritism. A lot of actors have said that, you know. He said that if you have it in you, it doesn't matter what your surname would be or where you belong, you will still make it. And if you don't have it in you, then no matter how many calls are made, you will never make it.
True.
And that is possibly one of the biggest reasons he went. I think it was a forum where he said that I've never made calls for my son and neither has he asked me to. Did you never feel the need?
No, not really.
I don't think so.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing stage. I was happy
Yeah.
doing stage, and no, it never.
He's not felt the need to use his dad's car even till today.
No, I have borrowed it at times. I'm not
1-2 times.
not 1-2 times, but no, I'm not.
Is it true that you've genuinely not like taken anything from him?
No, of course, he paid for my theatre education. It was highly expensive. No, he's pays my bills. Hello. Matlab, any child goes to their parents and I want to go to America to study theatre, not engineering, which has absolutely no job prospects whatsoever. Money down the drain.
No, uncertain, but ho sakta hai na, you're a good actor.
Abhi, on the face of it,
That's true.
आपको job package वाली job नहीं मिलने वाली इसके बाद.
That is true. That is true.
So, which parent is not, they did not think twice. So yeah, I mean, my parents still pay my bills mostly.
He also, did you see that Kapil Sharma episode on
Yes.
Netflix where he said that, we are caught in this generation where our parents told us that, oh, because you are my child, you have to listen to me, but our kids don't listen to me. They don't take any advice from me. This is what he
First,
said.
you should ask his mother whether he listens to
But that's a good one.
Yeah.
But is there any advice that you guys as youngsters give him, because he's a very accepting person. Like
Yes.
it is an accepting family. It is a very culturally diverse family which is accepting of people at large, for people who know them, right? So is there any, and it is never about like you are younger, you are older. He would listen to you if you have a point. Has there ever been a point where you said something to him where he felt that your advice was correct?
No, loads of times. Like even he's a very, very open person. He will, when you go to him and ask him about something, he'll never be like no. He'll always be like, listen, I think this, but you should do what you want. So, and he's always open to like discussions about anything. So, yeah, we've had like lots of interesting conversations and given each other lots of very interesting advice.
How many did you take?
No, I mean, something makes sense, you take.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes obviously parents are parents and you have to be like, listen, dude,
Got your point.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it, move on.
But do you also feel that the sense of normalcy that you have, which we are all respecting and appreciating, also comes from the family dynamics that you have grown up with? You know, you've had a mother, you've had a father, but they have been together co-parenting, both of you, and they've been there through everything. And then there is a cultural acceptance which is there in the family at large.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're all a product of our upbringing.
True.
And I am very grateful for mine. So yeah, I mean, I don't know about obviously other people's upbringing, but so I have very little to compare it to. But I'm very, 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 very grateful for mine. I think.
You're a really lovely person.
Thank you.
And it's imperative to say that after an interview. He knows that I really like him because and I like his films. But it's good that you should also know that people have actually liked not just you in the film, but also how you are and your demeanor when they meet you publicly. And to you, one of the finest filmmakers of our generation, one of the most emotionally feeling filmmakers of our generation, and I hope that there's more. And there's never a Friday where you need to rethink and feel dejected, because eventually what you will make will always tug at everybody's heartstrings, just like Maharaj.
Love you.
Thank you for
Thank you
doing
so
this.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hola! Your dream vacation to Malaysia starts from rupees 24,999 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.